With the Invictus 2099 event coming into Star Citizen comes a collection of new ships, one of which being the long-awaited MISC Starlancer TAC. Now, unlike the other ships in the Starlancer series, this one is solely focused on combat and with a completely renovated layout compared to the others. But is this ship actually any good at combat or anything at all? Well, I'm Crafty Camel, and today I will be reviewing the MISC Starlancer TAC. Now, this video is going to be split into three parts, the first being a ship tour, the second being a combat review, with the third part being my verdict on this ship. Like the other Starlancer ships, you enter through the ramp at the back. Now, the button to open the ramp is in quite an awkward position really, and requires a bit of walking to get to, which could be tiresome if you're carrying cargo or boxes. So here's the cargo bay, and on either side at the far end are two lifts. These lifts can take you between the first floor and the second floor. For the first part of the ship tour, we are going to stay on the first floor. Through these doors is a medical centre, allowing you and your crew to be able to respawn back into the Starlancer should you die. There are also some cupboards and shelves. Through here, there are a bunch of seats and chairs, which can be used to carry a lot of people across the system. Although I sort of walk past it here, there are also some openable doors with two size 1 yellow jacket repeaters. Now here are two of turrets. No other MISC ship has manned turrets like this, and they have pretty good visibility for a MISC ship. Through here is an airlock and a ladder to access the second floor through the door to the right. In this tour, we're going to go back and use the elevators. And some escape pods. They don't really do much yet, but they will, hopefully, at some point in the future. Going back to the elevators now, we're going to go to the second floor. The door when opening the elevator is behind you, which is a bit awkward. Now this takes you up to a corridor. If you go to the right, you will find a hangar. This is used to store small ships or cargo. On the website, it recommends fitting a Mirai Fury in here. The top can be opened and closed from both here and the pilot seat. Now through here is a room full of components and cool looking power things that they don't serve a purpose other than to look pretty cool. On the other side of the corridor then is the habitation part of the ship with a little kitchenette and a MISC style bathroom with functional mirrors. Would like to point out that my character should be wearing a helmet, which doesn't show here, so there's still some bug fixing to be done. Ahead there is the ladder, which we saw earlier by the airlock, and there are some more escape pods. Again, they don't serve a purpose as of recording. And finally the bridge. In terms of combat then, The pilot controls 4 size 4 M6A cannons alongside 12 size 2 missiles and 16 size 3 missiles. These weapons are pretty powerful and have the capability to easily take out smaller ships. The 2 man turrets are armed with 2 size 5 gold-green ballistic repeaters. These are very powerful and can easily decimate ships. There are also 2 remote turrets operated by the co-pilots, which are armed with 2 size 4 Rhino repeaters. There are also 2 size 1 yellow jackets where that seating area was in the ship tour. The ship is also armed with 2 size 3 shield generators. Now put all of this together and you get a fantastic multi-crew fighting experience. However, solo piloting proves more challenging. For starters, this ship has really poor visibility. You can only see through that thin strip in front of you. Also, the movement of the ship is shockingly bad. It turns like a boulder and doesn't move fast at all, with a top speed of 915 meters per second, but getting to that speed is incredibly rare and probably only possible by flying in a straight line for several hours. Also, the guns that the pilots control, they're slow and recharging them takes ages. Personally, I am not a fan of laser cannons. I'm more of a laser repeater sort of person. You sort of need to rely on the other crew members in the ship to use the turrets to take people out. As you can see here, the M50 interceptor I'm fighting can easily outrun me and move behind me very quickly. The saving grace for the ship is the missiles, which you would use to take a ship out from a considerable distance and deal some incredible damage to larger ships. So, my verdict. This ship is notably better than the other Starlancers. As of recording during the Invictus event, we don't really have a price for it in AUEC. However, based off the other Starlancer ships, I'm estimating it to cost somewhere in the 14 to 15 million AUEC range. But with real money, it definitely costs £310 or $416. Now, personally, I would not bother with this ship unless you have a really good crew who can man the turrets. If you are getting the ship, definitely swap out those pilot guns for faster ones, and also upgrade the quantum drive because it's pretty slow. If you're looking for a good soloable combat ship with multi-crew options, I would personally suggest going for one of the Constellations or the Corsair. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you liked this sort of content and want to support future videos like this, please give a like. If you want to subscribe to see all my videos, then do, if you want. I'm not forcing you or anything, but you can. It means a lot. And bye.